Welcome back to the channel. Going to be doing some bodywork today for the Mx5. So we're going to be trying to get the Mx5 all back to one piece, get all the bumpers on, and then the wings as well, and anything that's missing. So as you can see, we got the Mx5 in here, and we got the wings that we need to bolt on, and the bumpers. But before that, we have to do a bit of body work. So the wings we have, they're all messed up. They were hit before, so they were bent in, and we tried to fix them up. We just rushed it, so they're not great. We'll need to sort them, sand it down. We're gonna have to spray them, and then there's some other bits and pieces that need to be painted. So we're just gonna go ahead and get the wings started, probably sand them down, see what we're working with, and then go from there. So here's the panels. We got a lot of high spots, and look, you can kind of see how rough it is. It's been sanded with too high a grit and not with a small enough, so we didn't get all the scratches out. So we need to fix that. And then there's a bit of rust down here, so we're gonna have to grind that down. Hopefully it's not a lot of the metal's gone. We won't have to plate any in. So basically just gonna sand this down, get it all smooth, and put the factory finish on it. So I'm just going to go ahead, start sanding, and get rid of all this crusty rust off it. I've got the one of the panels all pretty much completely smooth now. This was the easier one. This one hadn't been hit, but we had a slight bump onto it, so we got the filler on, and now sanded it with about 180 grit. Finish off, we'll just do about 400 or 600, so it's ready to be painted. And we do have the second one here. This one is a lot worse. This one that was hit before, so just a bit more sanding. Probably needs a bit more sanding as well, maybe a bit more filler. It's getting close to being done, almost ready for paint. We just got this little section here that we need to cut out and just plating a new bit of metal because it's a bit rusty, but everywhere else is perfect. This part here you're not really going to see, so it doesn't have to be perfect because that's going to be on the underside of the car, but we'll try and get it as nice as possible. So I'm just going to go ahead, cut this bit out, weld in a new bit of metal and make the factory hole, so where it bolts up, and then we can move on to getting these primered. Got the second one sanded now as well. It's nice and smooth to 400 grit, and then I'm going to primer. So we got that nice and smooth, just like that one. We got primer on that one. So what I'm going to do now is, this one is dry. I'm just first going to do the bottom half, which is a stone chip. It's going to be a stone chip finish. We're going to be using this Gravitech stuff again, same as I did on the sills. Get a nice finish on it. Mask off the area here. This lower half is stone chip. It's going to put the mask where the line is, and then we're going to just spray on some of the stone chip. I just painted the lower half with a stone chip on both of them. We got the body filler all smooth now, and any overspray we flattened it down. So what I'm going to be doing now is spray on the epoxy primer, and once that's dry we can put on the base coat and the clear coat, and then we should be pretty much done with these panels. Using the Novel anti-corrosion epoxy primer with the 2K hardener. So I'm just going to go ahead and get these two panels sprayed up with the primer, and then we'll go from there. So we're back. I just primed them. I left it about a day and a half, and they're all dry now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and wet sand these, just getting them smooth before I get to the base coat. With about 600 grits, wet sand it just to get it smooth enough, and then we'll be able to lay on the base coat. We just got the base coat on. We did have a little issue with ratio was wrong or something, where the paint wasn't sticking down. It was bubbling up, or not bubbling, just it was separating, so it was leaving little dots. We just left it and let it dry, and then we just sanded it down, and then we put on a new coat, and it went on nice. And we've got these both all painted up. So now all that's left to do is get the clear coat on. So we're going to be using the 2K clear. So I'm just going to go ahead and get the clear coat on. Also for the guns, so this one I'm going to be using for the clear coat. We're using a 1.3 nozzle on here, and then on the base coat we were using a 1.4, and on the primer we're using a 2mm nozzle. So we've got a gun for each stage, just so we don't have to keep changing all the parts. So yeah, just gonna go ahead and mix up the clear coat and get it painted.
You got me down again.
Right, so we got the panels all done. We got them clear coated. They came out pretty nice. There's just a few bits that are I got a few bits of dust or something on the top clear coat, or on the last clear coat layer, which isn't too bad because we can wet sand it down and get it nice and smooth. So this is how they came out. They look pretty good, way better than they were. Probably sand it, if I were to do it again, I'd probably sand down the primer or the epoxy primer down until it's completely smooth. You can just see little bits of high spots but under the clear, but it's not that big of a deal. And here you can see a couple of dust spots here on the top layer. Try and focus it. Yeah, you can see a bit there. And we've got a bit of orange peel as well, but that doesn't really matter whenever we can give it a wet sand and polish, which I can do at some point. But they are 10 times better than they were. Yeah, that's about it. That's all I'll probably do in this video, but we'll be putting them on in the next one. That's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.